Let's just get this organized here. We'll take this off. Just a minute here. There we go. Well, we're back. Rufus. Has anyone heard of Rufus? We're going to talk about Rufus. Rufus. Yes, your best friend. QI2 charging. Anybody know anything about QI2 charging? You probably never heard of it, but it's going to be a big deal. We'll talk about that today. And Lumo, another great AI chatbot. We're going to talk about Proton's new Lumo and all the news of the week. Welcome. We're back. I'm Ron Brown. This is Tech for Senior Live. And of course, we've been doing this for many, many years. We took a holiday off in July. So Huey, a nice time. I enjoyed the relaxation. That was good. It was nice because I had all my family here and it was really great. So it was nice to lighten the load a little bit, but everyone's gone. It's back to the usual grind or whatever. And so it's nice to get back and do the news and figure out all the news that's occurred. So we have a month of news to go through in an hour. So we're going to talk fast, right?
Absolutely. Fast as we can.
Anyway, so I wanted to thank everyone for coming back, and we will be back broadcasting as usual, but not quite the same, because we did sort of have our claim to fame was last year we started on Instagram, and we were quite proud of the fact that we were broadcasting to Instagram, but I'm not sure anybody listened to us, but it was sort of fun to say that we did, and we did do it, but whoever listened to us, I don't know. Anyway, Instagram changed their rules and regulations, and you now need 1,000 followers to be able to do a live broadcast. Well, that didn't sort of fit we didn't have I don't think we had 1,000 followers, so we got kicked out of Instagram. So we're going to be broadcasting, of course, as we always do, to Facebook and to YouTube. Now, just to let everyone know that let's just refresh this. For those of you, let me just find out here. There we go. This is our Facebook page. If you want to follow us along, we post our articles to Facebook every day, actually. So if you want to just keep track of it, keep on top of all the news articles that are interesting, we post them daily to our news feed on Facebook. And if you want to follow us along there, sometimes as we're going through the articles, they're small print and it's hard to see on our screens. So you can follow along on Facebook. So that's where you would find them. We of course record this show, and it's available as soon as we finish the show. Unlike our Monday show, I don't have to rework it or do anything to it. It's automatically broadcast and it's saved, so you can watch it at a later time or go back and watch all the past editions. But sometimes we don't actually go through the whole article. We'll say this is an article about something that you might be interested in, and boom, and we're off on another article. So you might want to go back and have a look at that and say that's specifically something I want to go back and have a look at. So that's something that you might want to do. I think I'm going to introduce everybody in a minute, but I think that's about where we are right now. Let me introduce. We have, of course, a great cast again. All our experts are back with us. I want to introduce, of course, my partner on our Monday show. If you haven't seen us on our Monday show, our Monday show, of course, is a Zoom meeting. We do record it on YouTube, but it's a lot of fun. It's a live show, and we've been doing it. This is 286 or something like that episodes, and we're in season 6. So people just love it. So, I got to tell you something. Hey, this is something really interesting. I think Mike Lehman would know this, but Huey. So there was a news broadcast this week. We may or may not do that. We may or may not show that today. I'm not sure which ones we've got teed up. But anyway, YouTube. So YouTube in Canada, there are more people watching. There's more watch time on YouTube in Canada than Netflix. It's now surpassed Netflix in Canada, right?
Wow.
Now that's not YouTube TV. I'm talking about YouTube, and they have now watch time is certainly has exceeded Netflix. Now that's pretty cool. I mean, now the other thing, you guys, that's really interesting, and you probably don't know this, the biggest chunk of age group that is watching on the YouTube is seniors.
Now, Ron, let me ask you, is that a fair comparison? Netflix you have to pay for, whereas YouTube you do not.
True. I'm hard to know, but the biggest chunk of the audience is seniors in that, and that is certainly following up on our YouTube site, because our we're getting 30,000 views of all our videos a month now on YouTube, which is it's just going up exponentially, which is following the seniors. The seniors have really discovered YouTube, and they're viewing, and maybe part of the excitement about that is because it's free, or whatever, like you say. So
I watch
free and it's a variety. Those I would say are the two issues that draw people to YouTube.
Yeah,
I watch YouTube probably the most on my TVs. So
right.
I'm in the living room or in the bedroom.
Yes.
I watch the news on it now.
Yes.
I watch
That's right.
comedians when I want to relax. I watch some. I actually watched a movie the other day. Yeah, absolutely. I'm using it more than I ever have.
So interesting. So let me just get back to the introductions. Of course, we have Huey Copeland, of course, here from Bradenton, Florida. Huey, thank you so much for handling things while I was away on holidays for a little bit there. That was great. And welcome to see you back. And we've got a busy fall organized and lots of exciting things.
Yep. And I made it by us having Thursdays off for the month. I was able to get in the hospital and out, and I'm back. And so I'm here. So I didn't lose any Thursdays.
Didn't lose any Thursdays. And then, of course, we have, of course, Ray Baxter. Ray is back. I said to Ray, we haven't talked to you for about 6 weeks. I'm having a Ray Baxter attack. I really want to say hello to Ray. So Ray said he'd come on the show. He usually does the end of the month, but he's going to come on because we missed you so much.
Well, this is I think you called it the inauguration of a new season. So I said, that's a special occasion. Even though I got a busy day today, I'm going to be here.
You're great, and we do appreciate that. And of course, Mike Lehman is here. Mike is our music director for our Monday show. And not only this claim to fame, he got a new truck. We've talked all about that on our Monday show, but he went from almost an internet that was non-usable to 1 gig up and 1 gig down. and he's going to tell us all about that sometime in the future. But he now has lightning speed. He has to wear a seatbelt now in the chair. He falls off it so fast. So, Mike, well done. Well done. Well done. All right, so that's our group. Is there any? Holy moly, we got 12 people listening, or is there 12 comments out there? We better go and that's the other thing. If you haven't forgotten, we can't see you. So unless you put a comment out there, we don't know who we're talking to. So put a comment in there and tell us how you are, what's happening, and we will we'll say hello to you.
Apparently, I don't have the access because I don't see the numbers and I can't bring those up on the screen.
You can't. Well, let me just do that for you. Steve Powell, Kirkland, Washington, 55 degrees, and it's raining. Well, it's nice here now. We sent the rain down there. It's nice up here. Jolin, well, hi. I haven't talked to Jolin. Jolin, of course, is a computer guru. She's tirelessly for years and years and years worked at their computer club every day in their area and supports lots of people with their woes and computer problems. And we often ask her, Jolin, help us. We don't understand things. So she's the guru of gurus. So hopefully she'll keep us honest today. Happened to be home today. There you go. Sally Ann, we had rain overnight and expect more today. Sally Ann, did you get any of we had thunder and lightning here yesterday, which was really weird. And it was, we don't usually get that. So that's bad for the lightning's bad for forest fires, of course. Jolin says, good to see you all. Yes. And of course, we also have Richard Clarkson from California, 81 degrees going up in high to 90 later on. Yikes. Jolin, of course, knows Richard. And so, hi, Richard. And so on and so forth. And Dick Vogel says, happy to have the Thursday show resumed. Yeah, we're sort of, it's sort of cool. And of course, we have Mike Lehman here. Happy to have the Thursday show. Sorry. Just a minute here. Where did Mike Ungerman. Sorry, Mike Ungerman. I haven't watched Netflix in over a year. I'm one of those seniors watching YouTube. I pay for premium, no ads, and extra movies. Exactly, Mike.
I do.
I think, I think you're right. I watch YouTube Premium daily and occasionally BritBox and Acorn. We have BritBox. We used to have Acorn. It just depends. So I do the same thing. I think if you're going to watch YouTube on a regular basis, then you really need the premium. Get rid of the ads. Sending healing energies to Huey. There you go, Huey.
Yep, I'm feeling them.
You're feeling them. Clark Walker, great to see everyone back. 73 degrees, 76 degrees Fahrenheit here in Trenton, New Jersey. Diane, hello from Diane. Glad to have you back. I'm in Central Florida. Betty is saying hi, everyone. Betty in Omaha. And Bobby Dornhecker heading to 117 degrees. Oh, wow. She's
in Phoenix. She's in Phoenix.
Phoenix, it must be, eh? I don't think there's no place that gets that hot. So it must be, time to, exactly. All right. I think we're caught up. That looks good. And we will get on now. I think we've got everything done. And we'll get on with our 3 stories that we like to talk about before we start going through the news. So let me just bring up the first story that we're going to talk about. And that, of course, is something that I was doing my usual morning thing yesterday morning on Amazon. I was doing a little shopping. And guess what I found? I found a little thing called, let me see, let's bring it up here. Here we go. So I saw it. This is my Amazon account. And if you look at the arrow up here, you see a little thing called Rufus. Now, maybe you could put in comments if you have seen this. Mike Lehman says, of course, he had it for a month or two, but I just got my Rufus yesterday. And what Rufus is, of course, it's your personal AI digital assistant for shopping on Amazon. And so if you want to do it, let's have a look here. I put up here's an example. I said I would like to buy a golf shirt, and then it came out and it went out and found some golf shirts for me. And then, my gosh, the last one I wanted seemed like a lot of money. So I said, why does the shirt cost so much? And then it sort of said, I can't provide medical advice, and I don't have specific details on pricing. However, golf shirts can vary in price based on factors such as brand revenue, and all that sort of, stuff. So Mike, have you used it much? I mean, my brief time, and I was trying it again this morning. So I've tried it 2 or 3 times now, and I've been absolutely disappointed in most of the things that I've tried with it. I would tell everyone, and I did a video about this, I think ChatGPT shopping and ChatGPT is much, much better. They do a complete analysis. They'll look at all the stuff on Amazon. They'll figure it all out for you, and they give you some useful information. So far, I haven't found Rufus to be much help. So what's your experience?
Well, to be honest, I haven't used it a lot, but I have found, like we mentioned, I got a new truck, and so I've been looking for some accessories.
Yeah.
And some things are not, don't fit on my particular model because I've got a 25, and some things fit 22 to 24 model years. And I've added to ask questions about that because there's sometimes they'll have something I'm interested in, and they'll say, it's for these model years. I'm not sure whether the listing just hasn't been updated or if it indeed doesn't fit. Like there's not a whole lot of differences in the trucks. So I've used it for that a little bit, but I found the information it comes back with to be very generic and not extremely useful at this point.
Exactly. And that's the nice thing about ChatGPT is it's really useful anyway. All right. So, anyway, just wanted to let everyone know about Rufus. Unless anyone's got any more comments, I want to move quickly along here so we get a couple of things. So I wanted to really talk about QI2 25-watt charging. And the reason this is there was an article about this, but the reason this is important is because Pixel 10's coming out in 2 weeks, and this is the big selling feature on Pixel 10. And I didn't know much about this, so I thought I better find out about this. Why is this so great? And so, because you'll be hearing lots about this over the next 2 weeks. So anyway, what is QI2 25-watt wireless charging? The Wireless Power Consortium, WPC, has officially launched QI2 25-watt wireless charging standard. This has increased the charging speed from 15 watts to 25 watts, representing a 70% improvement in power delivery over the original Q2 specs. At least 14 devices accessories have already obtained certification, with hundreds pending. The iPhone 16 and beyond, Apple confirmed iPhone support for QI2 25 watt, though it has not specified the models yet. Android major brands join the boost, and they're looking at certainly the flagship ones are looking at implementing this. But the Pixel 10, a key milestone, leaked renders, insider sources reveal the Pixel 10 series, especially the Pixel 10, will have a built-in magnetic QI2 25-watt support without needing a case. Now, this is also a magnetic charger, and what the deal is with the magnetic charger is when you clip it's going to clip onto a charger like it's magnetic, and when it locks on, it aligns it perfectly, which means the charger works faster, right? And that's the idea. If you just put something on a charger, then the charging plates or however it works doesn't I mean, it's not a perfect fit, but that's okay. But with this, it aligns it perfectly, and that makes the 25-watt charging really fast. So that's part of why magnetic is helpful. And that is going to be, you watch, not a lot else with Pixel 10, but they're going to really play this up as one of the big things of why you should buy a Pixel 10. So I thought that we would bring this up. And that's what it's all about, fast charging. Any comments, you guys? Anything quickly?
Well, yeah, I don't appreciate, honestly, the significance of this new method of charging a cell phone. How is this an improvement over a traditional power bank that's fully charged? As an example, I have a power bank that, when it's fully charged, delivers 45 watts. And it's not capped at 25. And my phone doesn't need to have magnets so it'll connect. So I don't understand the significance of this.
The only thing, Ray, is I had an experience yesterday, the day before, where my phone got splashed a little bit. And so I immediately got a notice that said, we've detected moisture in your charging port. So don't plug it in and charge it, wait till it dries, whatever. However, it says if you need to charge, you can use the wireless charging. So your power bank that you have to plug a cable in with wouldn't solve that problem, but the wireless charging would.
Good point. I also have in the home one of those devices that's plugged in, and you just lay your phone on top of it. No magnets needed. You just lay it, and it charges the phone. So again, I don't see the significance.
But like Ron mentioned,
it's speed.
The orientation that you put the phone on that pad may affect the charging speed.
And 25 watts.
Have they done tests comparing a power bank to this, and which is faster?
Well, I mean,
the power bank, because you're doing a wired connection.
But this is wireless, right? And so the other thing is 25 watts, which is much faster. It's a fast charging. So
it's a faster wireless. That's all.
Faster wireless charging. All right, and the last one I want to talk about. Okay, sorry. The last one I want to talk about just before we go is I think Mike Ungerman sent me this about this, and this, of course, is Lumo. Which, of course, is Proton's chatbot now. So Proton, of course, many of you have used. I'll just take this off so you can see this. Many of you have used, maybe some of you have Proton Mail. I know Mike talks a lot about Proton Mail, which is great. And they have a lot of services now, but they brought out their own AI, which, of course, is Lumo. And it's free, and you might want to try it. I just wanted to mention it today. I think Mike sent me the article. Its sort of claim to fame is that it has its own database and uses its search on that. And if you want to investigate more and have it search the web for things on the web, then you can turn that part on. So it's an on-off switch you can do. So there are some depending on your philosophy and how you want to work this, it is there and it is free. So I thought it's called Lumo, Lumo. You might want to give it a try if that's something you're going to be using. Or I guess if you have Proton, any of the Proton services, it probably is linked into that as well. All right, let's get on with any more. Let's just have a look. Any more comments here? Let's see. Let's have a look here. Richard said, I have Rufus on mine. Have you used it, Richard? Have you used Rufus? Mike says, Rufus is a utility to make bootable. Rufus is a utility to make bootable drives to install operating systems. I think Amazon may have a copyright dispute with them. I don't know. Well, that's a good one. Yeah. I don't know. I have inductive charging on my Pixel 8 and an inductive charger on my Hyundai, but my phone gets extremely hot using it. I prefer USB cable to charge at a cooler temperature. I do have a Pixel 8 Pro, and I throw it on my wireless charger all the time. I only use it wireless charger. It charges at night. I don't really think it gets. Maybe it gets hot. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I never really noticed it. Okay, let's just get this up. Okay, let's get Huey up here because we want to get on with the articles now. First article, I guess it's mine, eh, Huey?
Yes, it is.
Well, now, how would you like a bedtime story? I wrote some bedtime stories this morning. If you want to listen to them, Google Gemini can now create AI generated bedtime stories. And I thought, so I wrote a story for my grandson, and it even it not only does it narrate it, but it'll add the images in. So I thought, hey, it's pretty cool,
Don't read it aloud for me, or I might fall asleep.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. But
Yeah,
I
we
thought,
just got Huey woke up.
yeah, exactly. But it's fun to do. I mean, I think if you're, if you're a senior and your grandchildren come over and you want to, or great grandchildren sometimes now, right? You come over and you can do that. I thought that's sort of cool. And the next article was, this was interesting. This is your iPhone can replace your original driver's license if you have one of these states. And we've talked about this before. And the states now go to Arizona, California, Colorado, Georgia, Hawaii, Iowa, Maryland, New Mexico, Ohio, and Puerto Rico. All you can accept your digital driver's license. One of the things though that I did want to bring up in this is that in the last 2 or 3 months, there's been more on how will I put it, age verification services that want you to age verify, and they're starting to ask for you to put copies of your driver's license in there. I guess I'm really sort of concerned about privacy and of course the bad guys getting a hold of it and doing imitation runs on you and stuff like that. So I guess digital identity fraud is going to be a big problem now that we're just be careful about giving out your social insurance number or driver's ID, in some of these services. And but anyway, if you you certainly can replace your physical driver's license with those states. So I thought that was sort of interesting.
This is from Ray.
So this is an article quoting the Amazon CEO, Andy Jassy, who says generative AI will likely lead to a significant reduction in office jobs in the coming year. Well, I think we all know that, but he didn't give any specific figures. Now, as I say, while this is not breaking news, it does beg the question, what will the future bring? My hope is that a combination of new jobs and a new 4-day, 28-hour work week.
Ron, this one's you.
Okay. This was an interesting article. How to choose between. I thought this would be a good one because I knew Ray was coming on. How to choose between a flip phone and a folding phone, and I thought that's like trying to decide whether you want to buy a Mazda Miata car or a camper van, right? Like it's
good analogy.
Really two different things. But if you really want to know some information, I thought how to choose between a flip phone, which would be like a regular phone that you can put in your pocket. Ray's got a bunch of them, or a folding phone, which is replacing your computer, sort of thing. Like the applications are totally different, right, Ray?
You want this to be able to fit in your pocket.
Yeah.
If it can fit in your pocket like that, then that's the phone for me.
Yeah, exactly. But a foldable, or the one that had three, a trifold phone. That's another story, right?
It's a mini tablet.
That's right. But if you still are undecided, it's a good article.
And the big thing is now that the glass is getting to the point where people aren't worried about them cracking, and they're going to be totally usable. And so you're seeing more and more companies starting to come out with foldable and flip phones.
Exactly.
Okay, so Starlink is now coming up with a lower community price for its services. It's called Starlink Community, and it's a dish sharing program that lowers the monthly subscription price for its users. So basically, the users share one dish with the others instead of every subscriber having to have their own dish. So those who live in an apartment building, actually, I think, would be the target audience.
That's really interesting, Ray. Just a new feature that's just come out?
Yep, just announced within the last couple of days.
Huh. Yeah,
Well, of course,
that would be,
they're doing that, for instance, on the ships, the cruise ships, because they may have several dishes, but they're still dividing it up amongst everybody. So the more people who are on, the lower your speed may be.
but interesting, yeah, because it is expensive. That would be great. I guess also you could share it maybe if you're with your neighbor. If you had a house, maybe you split it. Would that be work as well, Ray? Maybe.
Again, that might be an issue with the cabling going from one house to another, depending how close they are. Whereas if
Right.
you're in an apartment building, all the cables are right there.
Yeah. Well, interesting, Ray. That's an interesting find. Yeah.
All right, so this article caught my attention because I've recently, as I like to tell people, I've gone back to the future, and I'm once again purchasing Blu-ray discs, but not at the prices that they were a dozen years ago, but more like at thrift store prices. Anyway, the article explains how to use a software that will allow a Blu-ray disc drive to read a 4K disc. Remember now, 4K is the next level beyond Blu-rays, and then how they can be converted to a digital file. But for me, this is where I draw the line. For an example, we recently, Carol purchased for me the Bob Dylan disc story called The Complete Unknown. That disc alone, because it's in 4K, is 66 gigabytes in size, just one movie. So for me, that would quickly eat up my available storage space on my Plex server. So I'll be content just to watch that movie on my Sony 4K player.
This is Ray as well.
Okay, so CarPlay in iOS 26 has improvement for phone calls. So as someone once said, timing is everything. So the article points to a situation where if someone is driving their car, it's a critical navigation point that they want to be watching on the screen. But if a phone call comes in, the phone call takes over the entire screen and you can't see where the next navigation point is. So this is an update in iOS 26 that will, if a phone call comes in, it won't take up the entire screen. It'll just take a portion of it, and you'll still be able to see the navigation instructions. As a PS, though, I'm still confused with Apple's new naming, where the iOS version is based on the year it takes place. And here we're already talking about iOS 26, but there's 4 months to go before we hit 2026. So I think that's going to be more confusing in the future.
Ray, they also was a bunch of articles this week about Android Auto and how there was a new YouTube app that was going to be added, and it was going to change the how music was played in Android Auto. Have you done any of that? Have you seen that on yours?
No, and I'd be interested in that. I'm working on a presentation about Android Auto, and that didn't really come up. Mike may know.
Yeah, Mike's got his hand up because you got a brand new car. So would it?
Yeah, and actually on my Ford with Sync 4, there is an Android, there is Android Auto, either wireless or wired, and there's also a YouTube app.
Yes.
And
yes.
I've actually played with the YouTube app a little bit yesterday while I was waiting for somebody, and you log into it and sync to your account by scanning the QR code, and then it's the same as sitting here at my computer running YouTube, except I'm in the car.
Now, Mike, do you have Android Auto or Android Automotive?
I have Android Auto.
So you still need your phone in the car?
Yes, I do.
All right, because the latest and greatest is Android
At least
Automotive.
I think so. I'm still playing with it. There is a modem in the car as well. So I'm not quite sure, and I've been playing with the differences between the wired and the wireless. If you use it wireless, your phone literally becomes a hotspot to connect to the vehicle to provide the Android Auto. And I find that a little bit iffy for me because my dash cam is also Wi-Fi. So I've been using the wired, and I'm still getting used to it and how to use both the built-in sync and the Android Auto. And it's a difference when you pressing the microphone button on my steering wheel. A short press activates the Ford Assistant. A long press activates Android Auto. So I'm, like I say, still learning that. I've only been catching on to some of those things, and I'm still watching a lot of videos and playing to learn the new tricks and
Always changing.
yeah. Well, there's always something new, but I'm really beginning to like Android Auto. I really am.
We're going to have programs and user groups just to use your car.
Well, I'm glad, Mike, you bought a new car. Just, I don't want to you're not sending me the bill for it just to talk about Android Auto, are you?
No.
This is Ray.
Okay, now this article has a lot of positive things to say about the Dell laptop lineup for 2025, but the author is not happy that Dell, as he says, Dell killed off the name of its most iconic PC line, and that would be getting rid of the XPS name. He calls that an unforced error. But otherwise, if you're a fan of Dell laptops, this is an interesting article.
Ron, this is you.
Jules. Anyone like Jules? Anyway, Google's AI coding agent Jules is now out of beta and it is available. So if you are a coder, it's available now, and you don't need to go to university for 4 years to learn how to be coder. So thought that interesting.
Ron?
Yeah, so this was an interesting article, came out this morning. Now I always thought, man, Google's in big trouble. No one's going to be doing searching. I don't do anything on Google search anymore. I do it all in ChatGPT. And I thought as the world turns, we're moving away from it. But Google swears, and this was an article from The Verge this morning, Google swears it isn't destroying the web with AI search. So it's doing okay. And so I thought, okay, I don't understand that, but anyway, it was interesting. It was an interesting article.
Yeah, I happen to use Google search to do a couple of things this morning, and then of course their AI information comes up first, and it pretty much answered my question, but I wanted to dig a little bit deeper, so all I did is scroll down and was able to find the article. So they're using a combination where if you're using ChatGPT, it's pretty much just using AI. Ron, QZ.com.
Now, what was this? What is it? Recall. What happens when this was just, I know what this was. This was an interesting article. You can just watch it. I was wondering what, when an article gets recalled, what happens? And this is an article about what recall. No, it's not computer recalls. It's like if your truck gets recalled, or whatever product you have gets recalled, what happens to the product and how does it all work? And so it was an interesting article. So we don't need to go into that, but that's just was an interesting article.
This was me. The average Waymo robotaxi completes more trips per day than 99% of Uber drivers. The CEO of Waymo has announced. So we're seeing more and more of the Waymo, which is the automated taxis. I still am not in an area where it's available for me to even try. And I think I would like to try it, but I'm still leery about getting into a car that doesn't have a driver.
Did they say that the reason why the Waymo completes more trips than an Uber driver?
No, just the fact that the technology has improved to the point where it does. And the Android, the Google could fix one of the most annoying things about switching from a Galaxy to a Pixel phone. There's some software involved that now that you're going to be able to do the switch from a Galaxy phone to the Pixel very easily. The data will move for you, where apparently it was difficult. So if Ron talks us into Pixel phones instead of the Galaxy phones that some of us have, we can move our data and make it a smooth transition. And WhatsApp adds new security feature to protect against scams. I don't happen to use WhatsApp on a routine basis. I've used it a couple of times for home health connection with my doctor, but other than that, I don't use WhatsApp. But apparently, a lot of people do, and there's going to be some better protection for scams.
Interesting, because I use it every day. we communicate with all our kids with it, and it's encrypted from end to end. It's pretty secure. I'm not quite sure how the how the scams are coming through, but okay.
Okay, and Google takes on ChatGPT's study mode with a new guided learning tool in Gemini. So you're seeing more and more tools geared towards education as opposed to just straight answering questions. And I'm doing a lot of research as a former school teacher. I'm doing a lot of research on how schools are handling AI, and it's interesting that some are embracing it, using it as a tool for teaching, and other ones are fighting it, thinking it's a way for students to get around the traditional ways of teaching. So it's going to be a pretty good, interesting run.
One of the
What
things,
grade
Huey,
level is that aimed at, Huey?
I'm sorry?
What grade level is that aimed at?
All.
Meaning kindergarten through postgraduate degree?
Yep. Yes.
Wow, okay.
one of the things one of the things I use it for a lot, AI, excuse me, is if I don't understand a concept, I'll ask ChatGPT to explain it, and it teaches me the concept. It's really very interesting. And if you have a math, if you're trying to help with the math program for one of your kids at home, I guess, well, we're not us now because we're too old, but if we were our grandchildren and you're helping them with their math and they don't understand a concept, you could easily ask ChatGPT to explain it, and they'll even put the graphs in. It's really amazing what they'll do.
And one of the hints for prompts is the fact that you put in answer this for a 7-year-old or a 12-year-old,
yes,
or I use frequently for a senior,
right.
And it will specify and use in the answer ways of making it plausible and interesting and understandable for whatever age group you want to work with. And let's see, Gemini. Google would like you to study with Gemini instead of cheat with it. Again, going with that same theme, they're really working towards you having it as a tool. If you remember, some of us go back far enough, we used to have slide rules in school, and so you couldn't use them during tests, or you couldn't use some of the early calculators during tests. Now they encourage you to come in with a calculator or with some of the tools that you might need to answer questions. So you're utilizing the tool instead of fighting it. And that's Gemini is working towards that. And Windows makes OpenAI's new open model available on Windows. So OpenAI just came out with an it's called OSS, I believe, or OOA, something like that. And it's you're going to be able to use it with Microsoft as well in OpenAI. And OpenAI teases GPT-5 launch maybe today. And GPT-5 is going to, excuse me, I'm still having trouble talking. GPT-5 is going to be, when you open up GPT, the OpenAI's ChatGPT, you're not going to have to decide, well, do I want to use 4.0? Do I want to
Right.
use 0.03 or whatever? It's going to figure out what's the best way, what's the best source for you to get your answer and do it. So it's going to incorporate all of them in one program and do it automatically. Or I think you can also do it manually. So that's
Huey,
going to be
will
interesting.
5 be for the free and paid, or just the paid?
That's my understanding. That's what they're saying, that it's going to be available for the free users as well.
Okay.
But you're going to get better answers, more thorough answers, and so on if you're in the paid version. And the iPhone 17 Air, 7 new features that are coming next month. So these are going to be announced and released next month. And Ron, this is you, and I saw this article as well.
Yeah, I think that's the same thing.
What we just talked about.
Yeah. Right, another good phone. Just let everyone know. In 2 weeks' time, as you know, the Pixel 10 will be coming out, but a darn good phone, really great phone, is the Pixel 9a. And man, there are all sorts of sales on it now, because of course we're moving on to the next one. So this is an excellent phone that you can get for a very reasonable price now. Look at it in the Google store, or you'll look at it on Amazon or Best Buy. They've got all sorts of price reductions on this. So have a look at it. It's a great phone. Yeah, this was I was making stories today. So this is Gemini's app can now create custom storybooks and comics and more. So it's pretty cool. Pretty soon.
Another thing you can do with AI now is create coloring books. And so you can have them for your grandkids, but they also recommend it for seniors to keep, so you can keep the colors within the lines and so on. It's a good activity for even seniors.
There you go, Mike. Mike and I were talking about activities he's doing in his area now. So there you go. That might be something. Make some coloring books.
Ron, this is you.
Yeah, there's Pixel. If you do have a Pixel phone, the update for August is out. I updated it now, and it's fixing the back button issue, which is a problem with the last update. So there's a bunch of fixes. Just to let you know, I updated Gail's and my Pixel phones yesterday, so they're out. Just before Huey, I wanted to go over some of the let's just have comments here. Let's have a look. Richard says, I have Rufus on mine. Mike Ungerman said Rufus is, we talked about that.
Yeah.
We talked about that. Just a minute. Murray's here from Victoria. Welcome, Murray. Jolin says Starlink for a community is what Chris and Jim are doing on the Vila V Odyssey, right? And it's they're using their Starlink on the ship. I saw some of the new ships have a bank of 6 or 8 Starlinks. Some of the new big ships, and you can see them on the on the top, and they've got big banks of these Starlinks. I think they're about $5,000 a month for the Marine service. So I'm thinking that's a lot, a lot of money they're paying out. Murray says, I remember in the late 50s, the prediction was that when all the technology advances, the biggest part of the workforce would be leisure industry. Because we would be working 15 hours a week. I don't think I've ever just worked 15 hours. Have you ever? I don't think I've ever worked 15.
No, especially since I retired.
Yeah,
more like 15-hour days.
Yeah, that's right. Jolin says, I like my Android Auto very much. Pixels rock. Yes. Just a minute. I clicked the wrong button here. Just a minute.
While you're doing that, I'm thinking of selling my car and just getting a golf cart for my community. I wonder if they have Android for the golf carts.
Android,
It would be Android Cart.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
good, Mike.
I have the answer for this question. I looked it up. The difference between YouTube Premium and Premium Lite is that Premium Lite is basically an ad-free experience on regular videos, gaming tutorials, etc. But ads still appear on music videos, YouTube Shorts, and during search or browsing. And there's no access to YouTube Music Premium, video downloads, background playback, or YouTube Originals. So that's the difference between Premium and Premium Lite.
What's the difference in price, Mike?
$13.99 versus $7.99 US.
About half
Yeah,
price.
I have the premium version, and I actually have the family version as well. So I share that with several other people in the family. I think that runs me $22 a month.
Mike says the Geeks on Tour have a great video on their YouTube channel on Waymo taxi trip in San Francisco. Worth the watch. Good one. Thanks, Mike. Yes, indeed. Steve says, Ray, the 4K movies can be re-encoded to around 12 gigabits instead of 60 gigabits. Remux encodes without any noticeable picture degradation.
Yeah, but that's where you have to use Handbrake again. That's an extra process. And the first process is using Make MKV. That sometimes takes an hour or longer. It's just too much effort and too much work to just have it as a file. That's why I don't go that route.
Mike says, I prefer Pixel over Samsung for phones in that Pixels don't have junk apps added to the Google release of Android. Also, Android updates are almost always available on Pixels as soon as they are released. And that, of course, is very, very true. You don't get any, you get raw base, you get the just Android operating system without any of the other garbage.
Yeah, you guys are almost convincing me for my next phone to switch from
Pixel 10,
Samsung to go to Pixel. Especially now, it's going to be easier to transfer the data over.
Yeah.
When is the Pixel flip phone coming out?
The good question. We'll know that in 2 weeks. We're going to cover that. We'll cover that. They're going to announce that in the
Yeah,
event.
they're saying, some of the articles I read, they're talking about in the fall. It will not be in this release.
That's right.
Coming up.
Jolin says, Mike Ungerman, I absolutely agree. I have a 7A and a Verizon gave me a deal on a 9 Pro. Switched my 7A to Spectrum Cellular to compare services for 1 year. Bloatware on other Androids is a problem for me too. Did buy updates on both Pixels today. Diane says, what does the cute little cartoons on your TFS Facebook? Sorry, what does the cute little cartoons on your TFS Facebook page? I see them above. This space must be pinned. So cute, and maybe you can tell us how you make them. Trade secret, right, Huey?
Yep.
Does that mean trade the secret?
Yeah, we don't do them.
We'll tell you, Diane. We'll tell you. Don't worry. We'll tell you. Anyway, let's get on with the articles until we. Oops. Yeah. Did I do something here? Just a minute here. Comments. Let's get these out. We'll get that off. There we go. Let's get on with the rest of the articles because we've only got 10 minutes left to cover a whole month of articles. So.
This is you, Ron.
YouTube's best premium feature is finally coming to the big screen. Yes. So, in keeping with what I talked about earlier about the tremendous number of people watching YouTube, so the YouTube premium feature that's coming to the big screen is fast forwarding. This is cool. Now, I don't have this yet, but when you're watching a YouTube video, you'll be able to, when you hit the fast forward, it will go to the important parts and you'll go zipping through all the fill and just get right to the important part of the video that you're watching. If it's a technical video and you want to know something, you'll get through the fill and it takes you right to the meat of the source of the stuff you want to watch. So it's available. Coming. Your Roku TV is getting a big upgrade for free, including these AI features. You can read the article. It's just lots of new stuff happening to Roku TV.
Yeah, I'm going to have to read that article because I do have a Roku TV, and
and
I'm interested to see what they're going to do.
Mm-hmm. Google Photos redesign adds persistent M3 expressive backup indicator. Oh, this is cool. This is really cool. I don't think you guys have this. I don't know that anybody has it yet, but it's coming. And Chris will probably do a talk about this. You're going to be able to select what you want backed up. So in my case, I do a lot of my videos I make. I use my Google Photos on my camera, and they, so there are a lot of video files that I make that I don't particularly. They're not personal stuff, and I don't particularly want them backed up. They're one-off things, but they're big files. So these all get backed up to Google Photos, because it's constantly syncing all the stuff. So you're going to be able to decide what you want backed up. It's a decision-making process that you'll be able to choose what you want backed up. So that's a new feature coming, and I think that's going to be
very good.
And Ray, I thought about these Windows XP Crocs. No joke. You can now buy Windows XP Crocs.
I'm going to run out and get a pair right now.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, I've been searching for them.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Actually, Ray, just ask Rufus to find them for you on Amazon.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
What's this about? I had no idea what Genie 3 New Frontier World Models was, so I put that up there so you could tell me.
You missed one.
Oh, did I? What's this one?
Yeah. Canadians with Dell laptops.
Oh yeah, this is actually this is interesting article. It's not just it was a Canadian. It's a Canadian article, but it has nothing to do really with Canadian Dell laptops. It affects U.S. laptops as well, and you should check and make sure you update your get into the Dell service and make sure they're all updated. There's a vulnerability on Dell laptops that needs to be patched, and so that's what the article's about. Click the article, you can have a look at it. And so if you do have a Dell laptop, you'll want to make sure that it's you read that article.
This only affects Canadians?
No. It was a Canadian it was the article was from Canada, and so they put a spin on it. But I think it has to do with Dell laptops. They're no different than the US laptops. Okay. So have a look at the article because it needs to be. If you do have a Dell laptop, you want to make sure it's updated. And this is the article, Huey. I have no idea what Genie 3 and New Frontier and World Models is. Are you following that? Is that something we need to look at, or?
I have no idea. I don't either.
Okay. All right. We'll pass. Neither of us heard of it.
It's in Google. It's in Google's Deep Mind, where it goes in and does a really deep study on something. And it says a new frontier for world models, announcing general purpose world model. I have no idea.
I don't know. I thought, well, maybe it's important. I should not ask you. Yeah. Anyway. We're going to talk about this 5-pixel 10 feature. We'll get into that next week because that's when we'll be talking more about Pixel. This was don't hold your breath for OpenAI's new model to run on your phone's Snapdragon chip. Of course we're looking at these LLMs being able to run as locally on your phone with the smart, but you're going to need the Snapdragon chip for this. I guess this is something that as we move forward in the next year, we're going to be seeing more and more of this stuff running on your AI, running on your device. And then it will come up, what chip do you have in that's running your Snapdragon? What will you be able to do this? So it's interesting the way we're moving with this. So the final word isn't out on this. ChatGPT is set to reach 700 million weekly users this week.
Just amazing.
That's a lot of users.
And
How
it
does
will
that
be
compare with Gemini and Copilot and the other services?
far ahead.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know, but
I don't
know
have
that
the numbers.
it's clobbering all of them. It particularly Copilot is really struggling in their Chat GPT really is taking off. Oh, this is, do you remember the ads that many years ago, this was maybe 20, 25 years ago, and they were the funniest ads where they had Apple and Microsoft dueling it out? Do you remember those ads that they were actually so funny that I thought this was, I thought it was a fun commercial to watch. Anyway, Google dunks Apple Intelligence on its new Pixel 10 ad, so there's some more of this coming up with the Pixel 10 ads. You'll start to see these roll out. So I thought that was fun.
And probably we need to get close to wrapping up here. But this month in 1981, IBM introduced its first PC with a 4.77 megahertz Intel 8088 microprocessor. The $1,600 Model 5150 soon became the best-selling computer in the world.
Wow!
And many of us went to that. Holy gosh, 1981.
And they had a cassette interface.
$1,600 would be in today's money. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like a $6,000 computer today.
And that was with no hard drive and a cassette interface.
Yeah.
All right, let's just wind it up now. Let's talk about our last few comments here. Jolin says, I have a piece of software that will not install on my Windows 11 Surface Pro with the Snapdragon chip. Interesting. I learned yesterday there is an issue with the new Outlook on the Snapdragon system. Okay. And I think that's it. I think we've got all that organized. Well, I want to thank, hey, I think we did pretty good today. I had a lot of fun. Nice to be back, you guys. What do you think?
Let's go back to the screen of just us.
All right, we can do that. We'll take this off. We just do that here. Just a minute. Here we go. There we go. Yeah. So it's been a good hour. It's nice to get back into the swing of things. I want to thank everyone for coming. Thank you, Huey, for being here, and we'll talk soon. And Ray, it's always nice seeing you. It's I like to keep track of all your happenings and stuff and everything. What's Pine, Arizona like? Dry right now? What's
Oh yeah, we haven't had rain in months and months. And when I moved here, a typical temperature in August would be in the low 80s, and now it's been 96 and 97 every day. So it's warm.
Wow. And then Mike Lehman, well, I'm all so excited about your new car, and we did have pictures on it on our Monday show, and I love that color. That is so cool. And so Android Auto, we got to talk more about that. So, and you know what? We'll be back next week, same time, same place. We'll be talking a lot more. Let's see. I don't think the Pixel won't be out. It'll be another week, 2 weeks before the Pixel's out, but we'll have lots to talk about next week. Ray, enjoy your time off. We look forward to when you can come back and see us again. Thank you so much.
Okay.
And we'll see everybody back next week at same time, same place here. But don't forget our Monday show. We'll be doing that this coming Monday.
And this Sunday is WinSig.
Oh, okay, right, yes.
So I'm working on that, and there's some pretty good articles that I'm going to be covering.
Okay, that sounds great. See everyone. Thanks for coming back. Great show today, and we'll see you soon. Bye now.
Bye.